Hey, today we're going to talk a little bit about the hot weather we're having. There's been a heat wave coming across the entire nation, and that affects construction. And I want to talk just a little bit about the importance of flexibility in order to be able to deal with all of the different jurisdictional issues that come up. And extremely hot weather is just one of those situations where jurisdictions can have little things that pop up that need to be aware of when we're out in the field. And a lot of the jurisdictions out there for placing concrete have some heat related issues and restrictions. A lot of them have like 90-degree temperature of the actual concrete before placement, and that's pretty common that we've seen out there. But then every now and again you get a jurisdiction that has something that's a little different than others. Here is a prime example of that. This is a Utah Department of Transportation spec book listing, and of course they've got the concrete placement at 50 to 90 degrees. That's pretty common with other jurisdictions. But then they've got this little section right in here that makes things a lot more complicated. If depending on what the air temperature is out there, you've only got a certain amount of time to get a batch of concrete placed and still meet spec. And so it's a little bit of a different jurisdictional requirement. Fortunately, in Bahalo, we've got ways to deal with that. And so let's take a look at it. So here we're in concrete. We're going to go in and kind of do a placement. And in that placement, one of the things that we're going to identify is what is the concrete acceptance criteria. And this is where we define and accumulate jurisdictional related information as a resource. And we're going to go pick a resource out there. In this case, it's going to be Utah DOT. And we're going to do DOT PCC. And one of the things that we can do there is bring in some summary requirements. And this is where we can put it right in the face of the technician every time he does concrete for this particular jurisdiction. We have summary requirements that give us the information about this jurisdiction that applies, that we need to be reminded of every time. And as we do different jurisdictions, they might have other things, but this hot weather is just a good reminder that, boy, the flexibility that we have to be able to deal with those things is important. And so we're going to go in and look at the actual resource. And this gets set up once for this jurisdiction. And so we've got all the different jurisdictions that we might set up, and all those are available, and we set up our different jurisdictional requirements based on what the spec book says we have to have in any particular environment. And so here we've got concrete material value limits, and we have the specific items for UDOT. These might not be used for others. That's fine. If they want to get them out of the way, we can just deactivate them if they're not active in that particular region or jurisdiction. But we can put in the spec summary, which is just something that we put in once to describe the critical information we want our technicians to be aware of. We can also put the numerics down here so that we can actually do calculations on a form and determine whether or not it's a pass-fail using actual mathematics. So those are just a couple of the things that we want to be able to do, and the flexibility is critical when you've got hot weather like this, because some jurisdictions have some requirements that are good to be reminding our technicians on. Thanks a bunch, and we'll talk again next time.